Another week, another coach interview. This week, Chris Creighton, head coach of the Eastern Michigan Eagles, joins Alex at MAC Media Day to talk about the upcoming season. Eastern Michigan went 5-7 a year ago, starting off 5-2 before stumbling to a sub-500 record, and the Eagles look to avoid repeating that. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here at MAC Media Day at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. I am here with head coach Chris Creighton of the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Coach, welcome back. We've done this a couple times now.
Yeah.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, great seeing you.
It's always fun. This is my favorite time of year. All the coaches, everybody's friendly. It's hey, we're not playing each other yet. We don't have referee grievances. We don't have, it's let's get together and let's just be fans of the conference.
No question. We had our meeting yesterday afternoon, and 6, of the 13 are brand new.
Yeah.
And so that I just had a different feel to it. Was meeting people more so than seeing guys that you've been working with and coaching against for a number of years. Any
advice that you gave the newcomers to the conference, or is it kind of a good luck kid?
Yeah, they're going to be just fine. It's a good group. We're as a conference, we're lucky to have them.
So let's. I want to kind of talk about you and your career a little bit. You are arguably the most well-traveled coach in college football. You've coached football on 3 different continents.
I have.
That's I was looking up some information. You coached against the Mexican All-Stars when you were at Drake in the Global Kilimanjaro Bowl.
Yep.
And then in Austria and Panama with Wabash.
Yeah.
That's. How do you go about setting up international games like that, even at D3 Wabash?
Well, so after I graduated, I got my master's. I did a GA,
okay, and
was looking for a job. And I don't think he'll be listening, but it was probably like the 12th time that Jim Tressel said, yeah, I don't have a spot for you. But he's always been so good to me. And so I ended up taking a coaching and playing spot in Sweden back in 1993. And was there and just absolutely loved it. And it was revelational, that they were playing American football, in Sweden. So when I became a head coach, you have a list of all these things that you want your guys to experience, and met up with Patrick Steenberg of Global Football and went to, like you said, Germany and Austria, and thought that was a good trip, but it wasn't going to a developing country, which I thought would really kind of rock our guys' worlds. And so we went to Panama, and that was a phenomenal trip. And then in 2011, we went to Africa, and played a Mexican all-star team in Arusha, Tanzania, and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. It was just unbelievable.
Just what a cool experience, not just, for you, but for the team to really get them to bond.
No doubt. Yeah, no, that when that Drake team, when we talk to each other, that's all we talk about.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So let's kind of focus in on the Eagles now. I just wanted to ask you about that.
Sure.
I think that's great. We were looking at our equipment box here with the Eastern Michigan E, the American flag E, and you had a great story about that being used in 2016.
That is from 2016 when we played at Ball State, and it was election night. And so there's a lot going on. We were down 21. We turned it over a couple times, and it came back and won that game after intentionally letting them score to get the ball back, went down and scored. Crazy night, right? And made us bowl eligible for the first time in 29 years.
Wow.
And so, it brought back some quick memories when I saw that American flag E.
That's why I love carrying this box. Hopefully you have a few memories on it. People see their logo. Oh, yeah, I remember when we used that. Or, so that's a great story. I love that. So last year you guys 5-7, hot start last year.
Yep.
Things, let's just say, the ball didn't bounce your way in a few of those later games. How are you guys putting that behind you and just dialing in on 2025?
I think every year it's super important to learn from what you've gone through, and you've got to learn. And it's also a new year, right? Yeah. And so, the 50 guys and the couple of coaches that weren't with us last year, right? I mean, it has nothing to do with them other than, now they're part of a team that had a last year. I hope we can start off like we did last year, this year, right? We were 4-1 and 5-2, and then just did not have a good November. We turned the ball over 11 times and took it away one time in a 3-game span. And I think anybody who knows anything about football knows that it's not going to go your way.
Sure.
So I do think that you've got to learn from what's happened, and then try to apply it. But then it's certainly a new year and a new team, and we're excited about that.
So Noah Kim it's kind of been suggested he's going to be the starter this year. Obviously, I'm sure you're looking at everything. Lots of experience coming from Michigan State, Coastal Carolina. What other QBs do we need to keep an eye on, and what is this offense going to look like? Is it going to be a retooled offense with the experience on the O-line and then really question marks kind of in different places?
Sure. Yeah, I was not the one that suggested that he was our starter.
Sure. No, I don't want to put that on you.
Yeah, so I'm happy to talk about him. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about Noah Kim. We're so glad that we've got him. He's from Virginia, was at Michigan State, played there, and spent last year at Coastal Carolina, and joined us in January. We just spent a ton of time together, on Pikes Peak. Perfect fit for our culture in our program. And he absolutely is throwing his hat in the ring, to be our starting quarterback. Jeremiah Salem, battled last year to be our starter, and through spring this year, it's a really tight battle and race, and so I would not sleep on Jeremiah Salem.
Okay.
And then Cam Edge from Maryland also came in January, and he left early, halfway, I think it was halfway through his junior year, to go to Maryland early, and then it just never really worked out for him to get on the field, and so he has had a great semester and summer and is absolutely vying for that position as well. So, we don't have a named starter, but we feel really good about, the guys that we have, and their relationships with each other and all of that are really good. You mentioned the offensive line. And in terms of, starting at Eastern Michigan experience coming back, that's Mickey Revelinsky.
Yeah.
And he's really good. We're super excited about him. And then we have other guys that have definitely played, and Josh Anderson and Blake Bustard. But then we'll have some new names. And Mac Indestead is, weighing 309 pounds now. And, Doji is ready to go. And Terrence Saunders and Owen Snively and, Gallegos, Everett Small. When I think of the offensive line, I think of guys who are above the line and then guys who are on the line and guys who are below. And we've got a lot of guys who are on and above the line to play. And, we're going to go as they go.
Sure.
And I've got a big smile on my face right now because I think it's going to go well.
No, I love that. And then defensive side, let's kind of touch on that. I know you brought in Creighton Bailey from Syracuse. That big addition, just on paper, just looks like a great addition. Who are some of the other guys that are stepping up? It looks like there's some solidity in some places, and then there's some fluidity in other places on the defensive side.
Sure. Yeah. No. I always start with just the interior, of the defensive line. Tyrell Martin and Donovan Green both return right there. So super excited about those guys. And then, we're always recruiting freshmen, right?
Sure.
And so those guys, sometimes have, some growth and maturity, but guys that, we recruited a year and 2 years ago are definitely going to be throwing their hat in the ring. We don't just play two interior defensive linemen. And Warren, super excited about him, got here in January, and then Mekhi Gilbert had a really good spring. When you go out to defensive end, we do have really good players that are returning there. And then we've bolstered that with some transfers as well. At linebacker, Zach Mochin has been a fixture, was injured last year. But you mentioned Caden Bailey and, Marco Paterno, has had some real experience at Elon and is going to help us for sure. So, and then you got safeties and corners, and we've got really at every position, we have freshmen coming in and we have transfers. And just as a group, there are kind of guys. They're here for the right reasons. They came to our culture because they wanted it, and so we're super excited about it.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we could talk for hours, I'm sure, about this program. I'm excited for the Eagles. Just wanted to say thank you for all you've done for not just the league, but for Eastern Michigan, for what you've done for the show. It's been a very, very appreciated, and looking forward to watching you guys this year.
Thanks so much. You're
Awesome.
good at what you do. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Coach.
Yep.